Hello, my friends. So I'm going to start today's insight or sharing with some notes that I have in my little notebook from a long time ago. And these notes are derived from various sources. So let me read the first of these. The experience of an external world in three-dimensionality with spatial depth is somehow created in a thin, convoluted slice of neural tissue, about 1.5 to 4.5 millimeters in thickness. That's the cerebral cortex. And what is happening in this thin slice of tissue? This thin slice of tissue is informed only of the physiological state of the body. In other words, things like pH, temperature, chemical composition. And it also generates assemblies of virtual photons in synaptic networks as a result of transient patterns of depolarization and hyperpolarization. So plus minus charges, which in turn cause transient shifts of ions, sodium and potassium, across all these membranes. The experience of the external world is correlated somehow with the generation of these invisible electromagnetic waves or electrochemical waves, ions, action potentials, which, because they are basically virtual photons, travel at the speed of 300,000 kilometers per second, 100 and whatever, 80 miles per second. Of course, these action potentials, being part of a larger field, are part of the electromagnetic field, which can penetrate walls, automobiles, buildings, traffic, and our own bodies. And somehow, this process creates images and sounds of people and things far away, of plants, of words, of rocks, of space, and experience of time in the form of the passage of time. Somehow, this all creates what we might call the experience of free will, intention, intuition, imagination, inspiration, insight, creativity, meaning, understanding, decision-making, self-awareness, and even thinking about thinking, which is what we're doing right now. So what exactly is happening? Here's another little tidbit from my notes. We also go through a lot of unconscious problem solving, information processing, and storage of declarative memories. And these do not require neuronal activity at all. Unconscious mental activity includes the storage of declarative memories. It does not physically occur in the synaptic networks of the cerebral cortex. Unless you label a memory, that is, consciously take note of it, it is unlikely to be consciously retrieved. However, it may still influence unconscious mental activity in the non-local domain. So, big mystery, isn't it? That these photons, which are part of the electromagnetic field, but in your brain, they're creating the experience of emotions, of imagination, of creativity, of insight, of intuition, of choice, of reflection, and even about thinking about thinking. What the heck is going on? Okay, here's one way to think of it. Your brain is a 3D representation of your mind as a physical object, but it's not even a physical object, it's a changing activity. But it's anyway a 3D holographic representation of your mind. The mind is experiencing emotions, feelings, thoughts, desires, aspiration, etc. And this it is doing mostly unconsciously, okay? Because your mind is conditioned by assumptions, by beliefs, by ideas, by nationality, by language, by culture, by history, by economics, by parents, going all the way back to the cognitive revolution. So nothing that you experience, nothing, doesn't go through or is not filtered by all these assumptions, beliefs, biases, prejudices, ideas, assumptions. In other words, we shape our personal reality unconsciously through the hypnosis of the conditioned mind, not only personal, but social and cultural and economic and historical and just about everything. Hence, whatever we are experiencing is not the real reality, but it is our personal reality. Our personal reality is shaped by unseen forces. And therefore, our personal reality is limited by belief, limited by conditioned belief. And yet behind all this is an infinite presence that we call the self that actually lives in the field of infinite possibilities, So how do we create a personal reality without limitations? How do we create a personal reality without limitations? Okay. That's the question. That would be freedom. That would be moksha. That would be liberation. That would be freedom from suffering. That would be ultimate joy. That would be infinite creativity as well. Okay. So I will actually now read a short poem from Tagore about this ground of existence, which actually could allow us to consciously shape our personal reality. Here's the poem, Tagore. The same stream of life that runs through my veins night and day runs through the world and dances in rhythmic measure. It is the same life that shoots in joy through the dust of the earth in numerous and numberless blades of grass and breaks into tumultuous waves of leaves and flowers. It is the same life that is rocked in the ocean cradle of birth and death, in ebb and in flow. I feel my limbs are made glorious by the touch of this world of life, and my pride is from the life throb of ages dancing in my blood this moment. The life throb of ages dancing in your blood this moment is infinite, pure, unfettered unpolluted, untarnished awareness, infinite possibilities. You are that. If you want to start shaping your personal reality without limitations, then your sense of identity has to shift to that essence of all creation. Until then, our freedom is restricted, and we are bamboozled by assumptions which have nothing to do with the real reality. So we'll be doing some masterclasses on this soon. Give me your feedback in the meanwhile. Is this worth pursuing? Freedom to love, freedom to create, and freedom to create personal reality from the field of infinite possibilities.